Today's topic is how to really make your child listen to you effortlessly. Now, being a psychology student for life, since the last couple of decades, I've been studying human behavior, human psychology, child psychology, and I also did my formal education in child psychology. It really interests me today to share a lot of psychology based and science based concepts with you all. So I have my notes ready with me, which I'm going to share with you all. So thank you so much for joining me. If you are in, type in I am in so that I can personally welcome you all in this particular live. I'm definitely here to help you all in your journey of parenting, in your journey of, truly living your life to the fullest potential, because I truly believe with parenting comes a sense of purpose, a sense of, a sense of livelihood, because these children are so live, right? They're so alive, and they just help us really motivate ourselves to live our life to the fullest potential. So that's what I'm going to help you with, to truly live your life to the fullest potential. So today's topic is how to really make them listen to you effortlessly. So the very first thing that we're going to look at is how to really understand their psychology. At any given point of time, if you feel that you can order your child and just tell them that, what, bacha, this is what we have to do, that is what we have to do, you have to do this, that, things are not going to work, right? They're not going to work to our benefit. So we need to first understand that our children, they have their own autonomy, they are their own sovereign beings. And first, the number one thing that we need to understand is that we are not their owners, right? We are just there to facilitate their journey. We're just a vehicle through which they have been born, and now they are ready to go ahead with life, right? Welcome, Nikhila. Hi, thank you so much for joining me today in this live. So if you are in, give me I am in so that I can personally welcome you in this Insta live, right? So first thing that we need to understand that they are not ours to own. They are their own autonomous beings, sovereign beings, and we are just a vehicle in their lives. Now, if you feel that if you can threaten your child by just telling them that, what, if you don't do this, you won't get that, or if you don't do this, I won't give this to you, that is definitely not going to work, because they have their own thought process, which I'm going to share in a moment, and which is really causing a lot of friction in a parent-child relationship, right? So we need to reduce that friction by understanding their psychology. So threatening them by anything or bribing them or labeling them is truly not going to work, right? So what is really going to work? So the number one thing that you need to understand is that pick your battles. You have to choose your battles, because trust me, our children are not going to listen to us in all the aspects. Okay, they're going to listen to us when they feel listened to, when they feel heard, when they feel that, yes, this is something that is doable for me, and that this is something that I can do. So understanding that they will listen to us only when that particular request that we have is in alignment with their own value system. Now, what do I mean by their own value system? Now, for example, playing video games, it's in their highest value system, and that's the reason they thrive so much. Watching screens or playing in the ground, these are their their highest value systems, and that's the reason they thrive in that kind of environment. So if it is not in alignment with their values, they're not going to listen to us. But how to really go about making them listen to us, right? That's what we're going to look at today. So first thing that as I shared, right, make a list of things that are non-negotiable for you. Now, if you think that they need to brush their teeth, they need to follow some routine, they need to follow some rituals that are non-negotiables for you, make a list of it. Pick your own battles, choose your own battles, because only by understanding and having that clarity that okay, this is what I truly believe in, these are my value systems, and this is what I want my child to follow through. If you can make a list of those non-negotiables and only stick to those rules, of course you can keep working on the list till the time you absolutely have the clarity on what exactly you stand for, what exactly are your value systems. Only then can you really impart that to your child. Of course, your child is not going to listen to every request that we have with our children, right? So, but how to really go about and make them listen to us. Now, the number one thing in this process of making our child listen to us is the number one thing that we need to understand is whenever we are ordering them, like if I am standing and if I'm giving orders to my daughter that, you know what, you need to do this, you need to brush your teeth, they feel threatened when we are standing at our own height and when we are ordering them things. Of course, they're going to become defensive and they wouldn't want to listen to us, right? They wouldn't want to listen to us because of the fact that they feel threatened by whatever we are trying to tell them, right? Give me MS in the chat box if whatever I'm speaking with you, whatever I'm sharing is making sense. Give me MS in the chat box. So whenever we are trying to order them, they are not going to listen to us because for the fact that they feel threatened by whatever we are trying to tell them. So rather than ordering them at this height, let's go to their level. Whenever we go to their level and have that eye contact, going to their eye level, having that eye contact and telling them things with assertion, bacha, we have to brush our teeth right now. And then taking them with hands on the shoulder and taking them along with you for brushing your teeth, for brushing their teeth, is something that they will easily be amiable or easily be able to do because they don't feel threatened anymore and they don't really feel that we are ordering them. We are just telling them, we are just requesting them that this is something that we have to do and let's do this, right? So going to their eye level, having that eye contact and telling them with assertion that bacha, we have to brush our teeth, or bacha, we have to clean the toys that we have made a mess of, right? So this is something that I personally believe in and personally follow through every single time I want my child to do something, whether it is brushing her teeth, whether it is cleaning her toys, whether it is listening to me or having breakfast or anything it can be. Just going down to their level really helps a lot for them also to understand us, and also for us also to really connect with them and then making them do things. Okay, that is one thing. Second thing, rather than asking them that bacha, would you like to go home, it's dinner time, rather than doing that, what we actually need to do is bacha, it's dinner time to go home. And then just by touching on their shoulder or just holding their hands and letting them come along with you, that is what is going to help you. So if at all you are asking a lot of questions to your child, when you want their answer to be yes, whenever you're looking forward to an answer that is supposed to be yes, like if it's an evening and I want my child to come home for dinner, I wouldn't be asking her that, bacha, it's dinner time, can we go home now? No, right? We don't want them to say no to whatever we want to do. So what we're going to do is we are just going to let them know that, bacha, it's dinner time, let's go home, right? That's the one thing that I completely follow whenever I want my child to listen to me. So that's what I follow, that I don't ask a lot of questions to her. I just tell her with an assertion, with a level of understanding, that you know what, this is something that we do every single day and this is what is to be followed, right? Give me MS in the chat box if whatever I'm sharing with you all is really valuable and you're finding value in it and it really is making sense. Give me MS in the chat box. Okay. Now, many a times we want to discipline our children, and by disciplining, what we do a lot of things when we discipline to our child, right? The first thing, there are 3 types of discipline, by the way, and the first type of discipline is discipline by power assertion. Now, whenever we assert our power on our child in order to make them listen to us, or in order to discipline them, what is exactly happening is we are just threatening them, we are just bribing them, we are just asserting our power, because that's what we know, that's what we are adults, we can do anything. So what is the child learning when we discipline by power assertion is that when you grow up, when you are adults, you can assert your power. You can assert your power. You can do anything when you are an adult. When you are in front of a person who is defenseless, you can actually assert your power. That is what we are teaching them. But that is something we need to avoid. Second thing is discipline by love withdrawal. How many of you are doing this right now, that if you do not do this, I will not talk to you, bacha? How many of you are doing this? Give me in the chat box if you're doing this, that if you don't do this, bacha, I will not talk to you. Right? You want your child to listen to you. You want your child to do whatever that is. And what we end up doing is that, bacha, if you don't do this, I will not talk to you. Or if you don't do this, mama chhod ke chali jayegi. Mama will leave you. Right? There are so many instances when we do it. Even I have done it. Trust me, even I have done it. Until the time I realize that, oh my God, this is something that I want to avoid altogether. But of course, I did it till the time I realized that this is something that I want to avoid at all costs, because what we are telling them that our love is conditional. If we are disciplining them by love withdrawal, if we are telling them that, bacha, mama will not talk to you if you don't do this, then we are actually disciplining them by love withdrawal. And what ends up happening is, the number one thing is, this is an external force, right? The child might do it because of the fear that mama will not talk to me. Of course, the child might do that thing that you want them to do, but it will only be for that particular moment or time. It will not stay with them forever. It will not stay with them forever. That particular discipline that we are trying to inculcate in our child, that is not going to stay forever. It is an external force, and that's the reason we need to avoid these two. First is discipline by power assertion, and the second is discipline by love withdrawal. Right? These are the two things that we want to avoid. The third discipline is discipline by induction. What do you mean by discipline by induction? Meaning that we tell them that, bacha, I love you no matter what, and even if I love you, but there are choices and there are consequences for anything and everything that we do as adults, or as as humans, right? So when we tell them that, if you choose to do this, these are going to be the consequences of that choices, and if you choose to do this, then these are the consequences. Now suppose if my child is scribbling the wall, right? I wouldn't do any other two disciplines, but what I would do is, I would tell her that, bacha, we if we paint the wall, if we scribble the wall, it's not going to look good, and I might as well take away your crayons or your color pens. But instead, if you would like to choose to draw on this paper, I would really love you to draw on this paper, and you can as much, use as much as paper as you want, but drawing on the wall is a complete no, right? So that is what we give them choices. Along with that, those choices, we tell them that these are going to be the consequences of your choices. But any given point of time, we are not withdrawing, or we are not telling them that I would not love you. We are not withdrawing our love any given point of time, right? The next that I want to share is that do not, like, bribes, threatening, labeling them is something that we need to avoid at any given point of time. Because when we bribe them, right, when we tell them that bacha ye kar lo, otherwise I will if you do this, I will give you a chocolate, if you do this, I will give you a biscuit, right? What is happening is, when we bribe them, that is how they inculcate this habit. And what will end up happening is, whenever they want something growing up, what they will do is, if you want me to get good marks in in my exams, you will have to give me mobile phone. This is something that they can, that is what they are learning, right? They are also learning bribery from us. If we are bribing them for every little thing that we want them to do, of course they are going to learn bribery, and growing up they are also going to bribe us. They are also going to ask for bribe, right? So that is one thing that we need to avoid at all cost. Second is threatening them for anything that we want them to follow through, or we want them to do. For example, if we want them to, if we want them to do something, and if we are constantly threatening them that if you don't do this, you'll get a smack from me, if you don't do that, I will not speak to you, or if you don't do this, you're really gonna get it from me. So if this is something that we are continuously doing, they are understanding, they are getting that understanding that, you know what, my mom or my father, they don't love me, they just here with me just to correct me all the time. They do not connect with me, and they're just correcting me all the time. And there would be a possibility that the connection between you two might be, a little shaky towards the end. So that's the reason we don't want to threaten our children. The third thing is that labeling our children, that if you don't stop your naughtiness, whatever you're doing, I will not give you this, or I won't give you that, right? When we label them, right, these labels become their identities. When we label them, like, my child is a picky eater, my child does not listen to me, he is really mischievous, or he is really, बहुत शैतान है मेरा बच्चा. If we use these kind of words to label them, that is what is going to become their identities. Because 0 to 12, even in my master class, I share that 0 to 12, children are completely subconscious, and whatever we are saying to them, our words have the power to shape their future. As simple as our words have the power to shape their future, right? So whatever words or whatever things that we use for our children, they are going to really impact our children in different ways. So we have to really think through how to really go about, and how to really make use of what we truly believe in, what are our values. Like I shared, make a list of things that are truly non-negotiable for you. If you want your child to listen to you at that particular that particular time or moment, or that for that particular behavior, you might as well, tell them, communicate with them that this is something which is non-negotiable, bacha. Going down to their eye level, as I said, going down to their eye level and speaking with heart, having that heart-to-heart connection. Once you have had that connection, only after that going ahead and truly telling them that this is what we have to do, and just going ahead with things. Right now, one example, one beautiful experience that I have had personally that I'm going to share with you in a moment. Now, if you have any kind of questions that you would like to ask me, please put up the questions in the chat box. I will be reading out all the questions and I will be personally answering all that question. So please put up all of your questions that you have, that you whether it's your child not listening to you or whatever it is, whatever challenges you're facing right now, please put up in the chat box so that I can read and answer your questions, whatever is in my powers. Of course, I will share with you whatever my learnings are. So what happened was that last week, me and my daughter, we both were down with influenza, and we both, like, she got affected first, and after that, of course, after a day's time, I got impacted. But she was having fever, almost 102 fever, and her fever was not going down. So usually we follow homeopathy remedy, but since her fever was not going down, we chose to go to allopathy, and we chose to go to the doctor, her pediatrician, and got her checked. Of course, she was given around 8 to 10 medicines, right? 8 to 10 medicines in a particular time that she had to take, whether it's ibugesic or some relent, or some cough medicine, some fever medicine. All of those medicines were given to her. And what happened, during this time when we were buying those medicines, I had this constant chatter in my mind that, oh my God, I don't know if my child is going to take these medicines. This is such a huge, so many medicines she has been given, and how to really, I'm not sure if she takes her medicine or not. These were the constant thoughts that were, inner voice that was talking to me, that I don't know, I'm not sure if my child will take these medicines or not. And that day, that night, because I had anxiety about she not taking the medicine, she did not take the medicine. Even a single medicine she was not ready to take. The next morning, I just prepared myself. I just told these affirmations. I just kept saying these affirmations. You know what? Today, my daughter is going to just take all the medicines. I just, worked on my energy, because the earlier day, my energy was really very anxious. And the next morning, I worked on my energy. I did all of that affirmations. I did say to myself that, what, today my daughter is going to take all of the medicines. And guess what? She took all of the medicines that were given to her, 5 to 8 medicines that were told to take. And she literally took all the medicines. What does it prove is that our anxiousness is transformed into our energy, and our children are energy sensitive, and they can quickly catch up with our energy. And they just, when they feel anxious, when our energy is anxiety filled, even they become anxious, and they don't want to experience, or they don't want to say yes to us. But when our energy is relaxed and really calm, that's when my child chose to take all of the medicines. So I hope this this has really helped. Thank you so much, Archana. So Sumaja is asking me a question: how to tackle when both kids are correct in any situation, how to convince them who is under 10 years old. So when it comes to sibling rivalry, what I truly believe is that leaving it up to them to resolve situations till the time they are able to healthily resolve those situations, then definitely we can go ahead. But when both kids are fighting, first thing you need to understand is that both the kids, they have their own energies, they have their own righteousness to that situation. So rather than getting into that fight, let them handle it on their own. But if the energy is getting out of hands, if they are truly fighting with each other and they are not getting along, what you need to do is you need to just separate them without saying anything, without telling anything to anybody, because you don't want to be unfair to anybody, because you know for a fact that both the children are at their own energy levels. So just separating out them and just letting them know that, you know what, you're not going to play together till the time you realize that, let them become calm, and after some time maybe have a chat with one at a time, one child at a time. Have a chat, have a discussion, what went wrong, what exactly happened that this led to your fight, and understanding, making them speak, and understanding them is what you are really looking up to. So I share a very beautiful concept called salute model. Okay, so what is that salute model? Is, let me just quickly run through those acronyms for you. Okay, S means stop. So before saying anything, before telling your child to do some or the other thing, or before correcting them, first have a deep breath in, right? Deep breathing, do your deep breathing, and just be there for just stop before you preach anything, right? Then ask with affirmation, or ask with assertiveness that, bacha, this is what happened. What exactly happened, right? Let me know what are your views, or what are your thoughts. Why did this particular situation occur, right? That is A. Then L is to listen to them carefully. Listen to whatever they are saying, whatever they are sharing. Please listen without interrupting them, without correcting them. Listen to understand. Okay, listen to understand. SALU. U is to understand, truly understand wherever they are coming from. And after that, what you need to do is teach with empathy. Teach with empathy. SALUTE. Teach with empathy. Now, what you want to do is, first you need to affirm the fact that, you know what, yes, this is what you went through, and I completely understand that. Right? I completely understand. There are moments when you feel frustrated, when you feel anger, and it is completely fine. It is completely okay to feel anger. It is completely fine to feel anger, right? Anger is something that what we usually do is we repress anger for our children. We don't really introduce them with anger management, and that is causing a huge generation gap between the parents and the children. It is because of the fact that we don't help them experience that feeling, because anger is also an emotion, right? And that is completely fine. At any given point of time, each one of us, like every single adult, every single human, is going to feel anger at some or the other time. So rather than repressing it, rather than telling them that you should not feel this way, let them feel. Give them that platform to understand their anger, understand what they are exactly feeling, because anger is, a defense mechanism. It is a bubble, basically. There are different hidden feelings that a child is feeling at any given point of time, and because of which they are feeling anger. Now, for example, like, I have this insecurity that if I'm just giving you a hypothetical situation. If I am having this insecurity that, my in-laws might just steal my daughter from me, if I let her be with them a lot of time. Like, this is just an example. Now, because of that insecurity, what I'll be feeling is that whenever they would try to do something for my daughter, I will feel that anger. Why are they doing this? Right? Why are they doing this when I don't want them to do? So there is an insecurity which is, bubble wrapping the anger, right? The anger is not what we are feeling, that emotion. So we need to give them a platform to feel that anger, that anxiousness, that anxiety, that frustration. So there is one thing that is truly impactful by Daniel Siegel. He has written this Whole Brain Child book, and there he says, name it to tame it. If you are able to name the feeling of the child, to tame the feeling, at that time, your child will definitely be understanding their own emotions, and then there is a good harmony between their emotions and their relationship with others. right? So I hope I was able to answer your question, Sumaja Yappa. I hope that I'm pronouncing your name correctly. Please correct me if I'm wrong, okay? Archana is saying, I totally follow the gentle parenting method, and my 2.8 years old daughter listens to me, understands very well, except for one thing. She puts her index finger in the mouth and bites it. What to do? Now, Archana, you are already following gentle parenting, and something that you are already, well versed with. So what I would like to suggest is that pick your battles. If you feel that this is something that is going to stay with her for the rest of her life, if you feel that, this is something that I need to correct right now, only then you can go ahead and, tell her in a way that, bacha, this particular behavior, it really bothers me a lot, because I feel that it might become your habit, and when you grow up, it might not look good if you are, putting your index finger in your mouth. So explaining them by giving information. Now, we don't want to overload them with a lot of information, but by telling them that, this is something that is not acceptable. This is something that happens if you put your index finger or your finger in your mouth. Maybe you can explain by giving them examples of germs, how germs are there on our fingers, and how by putting them in our mouth, we can, really spoil our tummy. And if there's tummy ache, then of course there are different consequences, natural consequences that might happen. So the number one thing is give information, and correct them anytime without attacking their character. So once you might just what you can do is, whenever she's putting her finger in her mouth, you can just gently take it away from her mouth. Do it twice, thrice. I know for a week it might be a little work for you, but trust me, take it as a process. Don't take it as a task, because we parents are task oriented, children are fun oriented. They want to have fun in everything and anything they want to do, they are doing in their life, right? But we feel that, this ye task फटाफट हो जाए, उसके बाद फिर मैं अपना काम करती हूँ, है ना? This is what we feel. But take it as a process. Like for a week or so, you will have to follow through. Bacha, remove your finger from your mouth, and you will have to keep reminding her for 10 times. Of course, it is going to happen. But eventually, when she realizes that Mama has been telling me for a long time, and she has also given me information, eventually that habit will wave off. Okay, it will go off. Do not worry about it. See, there are behaviors that might stay with the child for the rest of their lives. Behaviors like lying, stealing, or these are value-based behaviors, right, that children exhibit. And you know what, every child is going to exhibit at some or the other given point of time. But there are behaviors that might not stay with them even for the after next 1 month. So we do not need to really get worked up about these behaviors, because eventually these behaviors are going to wave off, going to go away. So I hope I was able to answer your question, Archana. Yes? Done that already many times, but nothing is helping. She's seen it red and inflamed too. So in that case, I would highly recommend that let them have their own consequences. Once they have their own consequences, once they have learned their own lesson, that will stay with them forever, right? Meanwhile, you just follow through, because we have to internalize these things. We have to become that person without getting frustrated, without getting irritated by our child's behaviors. We have to keep on doing things repetitively, so that they get an understanding that this is something that I have to stop doing, right? So yes, I get frustrated and irritable very easily. They don't seem to listen at all. I sit with them. Dr. Preeti saying, okay, I sit with them separately and try to talk with them, but they'll be back to square one. Sometimes I feel my twins have ADHD. Okay, so Preeti, number one thing is, our children do not have resources to tell you how they are feeling, what they are feeling at any given point of time. Okay, and if they are having ADHD, or if they are hyperactive, it is highly probable that they won't be sitting in one place, they won't be listening, because these children are they are kinesthetic learners. They might not be very attentive to what you're saying, but they are listening to what you're saying, right? So of course they are kinesthetic learners, they are learning some or the other thing, but they are just not paying attention to you. Now there are multiple things that you can do in order to calm your child down. The number one thing that I suggest is relaxation. I might share it here. I don't know if I can share that link with you all, but there's a beautiful relaxation technique that you can go through, which will help your children whenever your child is going to sleep. Whenever your children are going to sleep, just play this relaxation technique. Let them relax their entire body, and then play a very calming music so that they are into that trance state, and that will also help in their hyperactivity. Okay, number one thing. Second thing that I want you to do is plan or structure their day. Okay, there are two things. One thing is that they need to have some play that is structured, some play that is, that requires a lot of physical exercise. For example, you can enroll them for swimming or some gymnastics, right? If they do swimming, there's a lot of, since they are kinesthetic learners, there's a lot of physical movement that is happening, and because of which they will learn very easily. They will also become a little calmer. Second thing is that you also need to have a free play time where they can be as as open and as free as possible. So if you are able to structure your day in a better manner, then I think your frustration might also wave off a little, and even they are getting a structure, they are getting a system in their life, so that they are also able to cater to their whatever they are feeling in the most healthy manner, right, Preeti? So I hope I have started hitting them, and that's making them more stubborn. I can't control myself what to do. Dr. Preeti, one thing that we want to understand is, if we are hitting them, we are actually teaching them that this is how you behave when this is how you behave when you can't understand your emotion, when you can't manage yourself, when you can't master your emotion, whatever you're feeling. So number one thing that I want you to work on is working on your anger management. See, you know what? I have been through a mess. I literally, I hit my daughter in the worst possible manner, and I literally, when I hit my child, I literally thought that, I have ruined my child's brain. And that was the time when I decided that, I'm going to master my emotion to such a level that I will not, of course, that was a exaggeration that I was making to myself, that I will not feel anger at any given point of time or ever. Of course, I'm not Dalai Lama, I'm not Sadhguru who does not feel angry. But right now, I can tell you for a fact that anger management is something that is really very important for us parents to really build that future for our children. Because if we are getting frustrated, if we are continuously getting angry on them, then that is what they are learning, that is what they are going to imbibe these qualities. Now if you have not attended my masterclass, please do attend my masterclass, where I will share what exactly happens, why our children don't listen to us, and how to really go about it. Because anger management is number one challenge that we all parents are facing right now, because of the digital transformation that is happening, because of the so many things that we have to take care of, right? We have to take care of so many things. We have to take care of our job, we have to take care of our family, of our children. And at that same time, when our children are getting frustrated, when our children are continuously bombarding us with their energy, and we are not sufficient enough to handle their energy, we end up having that blast of emotions, right? So there are a couple of things that you would like to start with, Preeti. Number one is start with meditation. Start with some form of, sitting in silence for at least 10 minutes, right? In my community, I make them do make them sit throughout for 20 minutes. I'm starting with this initiative, like for 21 days we're going to meet live, and we're just going to sit in silence for 20 minutes. And that really helps. Since the last 3 years I've been following meditation, and it has given me amazing results. So I hope I was able to answer your question, Priti. Let me also see what other questions you have. Also, how to make them to stop lying. Have tried explaining the consequences to my son, but nothing is working. Preeti, understand one thing. We need to understand our children's psychology. We need to understand why exactly our children are lying to us. It is for the fact that they do not feel safe with us. It is for the fact that they do not feel that we will understand them. So the number one thing that we need to do for making them stop lying is to create an environment, give them a platform where they can share anything and everything with all of us, with us as parents, right? With us as parents, they are able to share anything and everything. And how is that possible when we are not constantly correcting them for their behaviors, but understanding them, following that salute model that I just shared with you all, right? Following that salute model, understanding them where exactly they are coming from. Now, it's not something that my child does not lie to me. She has also lied to me. Now let me give you one more example, one more experience that I've just recently had. Now my child was not willing to go to school, okay, one day. And what happened was, I just asked her, why do you not want to go to school? She very reluctantly told me that, no mama, I'm not going to share with you because you will yell at me, you will shout at me. So this is what she was feeling. She was not able to share with me why she doesn't want to go to school, because she felt that I will yell at her, I will demean her for whatever she is feeling. Now what I did was, I just told her that, you know what, bacha, you can share anything with me. I'm here for you. Whatever you want to share, I will not yell at you, I will not shout at you, I will try to listen to you very patiently. Now that is what I did. That is what I did. Honestly and very openly, I just listened to her. She told me everything that she reluctantly shared with me, that mama, I had beaten what do you say bite I what do you say bitten, right? Beaten my friend Shaurya. So she had a bite, like she bit her. She bit her friend, and that's the reason everybody in her class was demeaning her, telling her that you bit Shaurya, and now we are not going to talk to you. And that's the reason she was not willing to go to school. And when I heard about this, there was a part of me that was telling me, oh my God, my child has started hitting others, biting others. Now what should I be doing? There was one part of me that was telling me that, you know what, I should correct my child immediately, right? That's what we all will feel at that particular time, right? But what I did was, I just asked her, why did you bite her? What made you bite her? And I patiently just listened to her, what she had to share. And she literally shared everything with me. And after that, I did not tell her, you did wrong, you made a mistake. I did not tell her. I just asked her that, okay, fine, what do you think should have been a better way of doing this? Then she told me that I should not have beaten up I am not getting that word. What do you say? I shouldn't have bit Shaurya, but I should have understood her. And that's what she said to me. And then I asked her, what do you think should be our next step? And she told me, I have already, said sorry to her, but she doesn't want to talk to me. And then I was like, okay, fine. She doesn't want to talk to you, and that's okay. I shared my personal example when I was when I was little one, and I had a fight with my daughter, with my friend, and my friend was not talking to me for a very long time. And happens sometimes, people are not ready to forgive you immediately. That's completely fine, and that's what I shared with her. And immediately on Monday, like Saturday, Sunday, I had time. Like, I taught her with empathy. I followed that salute model to the T, and on Monday she was able to go to her friend and apologize to her and even get her friendship back. Now, how many of you feel this is powerful, right? Because our children are going to lie to us, our children are going to steal from us. Even I have stolen from my mom's purse. And of course there are different moments where we do wrong things, and our children are going to do wrong things. But at that moment, what do we do is what is going to define our children's character, is going to define our children's future. Now, if we look down upon them for lying, for stealing, then that's what they're going to keep doing, because they do not have the clarity on what exactly to do. If we can, direct them in the right path, that's how, children will feel that, okay, fine, this is something that I don't want to do. This is something that have their own consequences, and I really want to become a better person, right? When we can instill that drive from within our children, that, I want to become a better person, that's when the true transformation for our children can happen. How many of you really feel this is powerful? Give me P in the chat box if you feel this is really, really powerful, right? And what's the time? It's almost 1 hour, guys. We are together. If there are any more questions that you would like to ask me, please go ahead and let me know, because I'm here to answer all your questions. And let me know in the chat box. Yes. Thank you, Dr. Preeti. I hope to see you in my masterclass tomorrow, where I will be sharing a lot more concepts and the models in order to understand our child psychology. Because understanding child psychology is something which is very important in today's day and age. Because if we do not understand our children, guess what? They are also not going to understand us. They're also not going to understand where we are coming from. So it is very important for us to understand our children in order to build a better human, a better person in like 20 years down the line, right? It's not the work that we are doing right now. It's not for today, but for 20 years down the line, when they will be adults, when they will be going through their life challenges, their life things, that's when true impact and true transformation can happen for our children. So yes, we are at the end of this session, this live. Thank you so much for joining me, guys. Thank you so much for being a patient listener, and I hope that I have added a lot of value in your lives, and I hope that I was able to answer all of your questions. If there are no questions, I would like to end this live. And I'm going to meet you next week again with yet another powerful topic. And I hope to see you all in this live every single week, and having more and more impact. More power to you all. I hope you have a vision. I hope you have that true zest for your life and for your children's life, right? So thank you so much. I'm going to end this live. If you feel that this was a truly powerful session, please comment below in the chat box, and I'll see you next week. Bye-bye. Please do not forget to log in. The link is in my bio. If you want to attend my masterclass, please do attend it tomorrow. It is in the morning, but of course I will, as Dr. Preeti has said, I keep sessions in the evening as well. So log in, join the WhatsApp group. That's where I will be sharing the links to join the masterclass tomorrow. Okay, fine. Bye-bye. Good evening to everyone. Signing off. Bye-bye.